So at this point, I am fairly convinced that Joe Biden will not be the nominee for the Democrat Party. The only thing that holds me back a little bit is the fact that Joe Biden does have dementia. And because of this, he may not be able to be convinced by his handlers to step down. You know how older individuals, when you try to tell them, listen, you need to do this. This is the decision you need to make. And then they fight against that. Well, Joe Biden has that at his age and in his mental state right now. And he may, in fact, decide, I am not going to go with what you are telling me to do, but he will absolutely be told to step down and hand the baton off. I am convinced of this, and many of you agree with me, some of you don't. I did see this clip from Vivek where he talks about this very topic, and I think what he shares is important. Check it out.
Very bad day for President Biden. What do you think?
Look, I think the number one takeaway, Trace, is this. Joe Biden will not be the nominee. I said this last year. People dismissed it as some type of conspiracy theory. Today, I think it became that much more obvious. Play this out. Biden's own DOJ and special counsel is effectively releasing a report that undermines the case for him to actually be a candidate for the U.S. presidency, right as Biden's poll numbers are cratering. We have to do the math, skate to where the puck is going, not fall for the deflection. But I do think what they're planning for is to sideline Biden as the nominee, trot in a different puppet instead. That's the most significant takeaway from tonight.
So there's really only two major things that have to be hashed out. Number one, who is going to be that next candidate that they're going to put in place? There's a really short list of individuals. Obviously, you have Kamala Harris, you have Michelle Obama, you have Gavin Newsom. Now, in my opinion, the odds-on favorite by far is Gavin Newsom. In a second, by way less, is Kamala Harris, because Kamala Harris is just not desirable by any person. Even Democrats do not like this lady, and I do not think that she has a possibility of winning the presidency of the United States of America. So Gavin Newsom looks like the guy. Now, some people are bringing up Michelle Obama, but she has seemed like she wants nothing to do with this. At least that's everything that we've seen. But, you know, then again, people do play games. But the odds-on bet favorite is that Gavin Newsom, and they're likely meeting with him right now to try to figure out how to do this. Now, this guy is slimy as all get out. Okay, he is a Democrat of Democrats. All right, California is a garbage fire right now, but he can have the garbage fire burning behind him. Gavin Newsom's the kind of guy that can have that disaster on video behind him, and he can turn it into something amazing. That's the way this guy talks. He's very, very slimy. It's like a car salesman. You feel dirty after listening to him. But so many people in America, when they hear this, they are just convinced. So I see him as being the likely guy. So this is the number one thing you have to hash out. Who is going to be that candidate? The second thing you have to hash out is, how do they get Joe Biden to step down? They need to do this as quickly as possible, because there's really not that much time left. We're running short. We're within the year now of the election. And the sooner, the better, because the new candidate needs some time to get out there in front of the people and to share whatever thoughts and ideas that they have. To do this with only a couple of months left would be sort of insane. How do they get Joe Biden to actually step down? This guy who literally has failing memory and dementia at this point. How do they convince him? Will his wife have to be involved in this? Is his wife actually convinced of this right now? That's going to be the big move. And how do they do this gracefully? He's going to have to come on stage one day and say, listen, as of this moment, you know, we've been having discussions. I've been talking with my wife. And now they're not going to say it's because of failing memory. He's not going to say it's because he's old. He's going to say that he's talked to his wife and his family, and he wants to make the decision. He feels like it's the right time for him to take this time and spend it with his family, and he wants to he's going to say something like this, but they have to convince him to do it. It's easy to do that when somebody has full control of their faculties, but when they don't, it becomes a little bit more difficult to do this gracefully. So watch the upcoming months. They have to do this as soon as possible. What do you think about this? Leave your comments below. I'll catch you in the next video.